Hello everybody, Dave from Hysterocrates here, doing a new arrival video. These are the 6 little dudes that came today, and we're going to get them. Well, we got 2 of their houses set up so far, and there's only going to be 3. We're going to put the Neoholothele incei, which is the Trinidad olive, together in that enclosure and see what they do. The Hysterocrates gigas right there is bigger than the other one, so I'm not going to put them together. I'm going to give it its own enclosure here. Really, they don't need anything more than a box of dirt. And then the little one there, you can see him, poor little dude struggling there. The little one there is the Brachypelma albiceps, and it's going to go into this little tub thing here, I think, maybe. Yeah, probably. Or I'll put it in that. Maybe I'll put it in this. Poke a few extra holes in the top of that thing and put them in there. So, yeah, I'm going to try and get these inceis in first. Unpackaging them, the gigas was no problem. 2 of the inceis were no problem. 2 of the other ones, they were on me. They're quick, very quick little dudes. And so was the Brachypelma albiceps. That one came out and crawled all over me. Now, they were packaged in a small container. Oh, here it is right here. Okay, they were all in here. And they were all in their own, you can't see that, can you? No, you can see it. They were all in their own little, these with paper towels. And what I found, and this is interesting, I wished I would have taken a picture of it, but 3 of the 4 Neoholothele inceis, when I unwrapped them, there was a membrane around them, almost like an air bubble is what it looked like to me. So what John did is he had these guys in there, and then they were wrapped in a paper towel, which was damp, and then wrapped in aluminum foil to keep the moisture in, put into the box, separated with a foam barrier, and there was the heat pack was on the other side of the foam barrier to keep the box warm. The heat pack was still warm. Everything was great. They came from Jersey today. Everybody's doing perfectly fine. So we're going to try and get them in their home, and then I'll try and get you a picture of the incei and everybody else once I get them into their enclosures. They're kind of quick, so I'm not going to film trying to put 4 of them in there. As you can see, that little dude right there is already trying to web. So I want to get them out of there quick enough so that they can start doing their thing in their home, and hopefully they're going to be okay together. I know a lot of people aren't fans of the communal setups, and I tried it the first time with them, but it wasn't for them hurting each other. It was just something went wrong with the enclosure itself, or I don't even know, to be honest with you, because I fed them like crazy, tried to make sure that they ate, and only 1 out of the 6 or 7 that I had in there would eat on a regular basis, and then it was the last 2 that lived were the ones that were eating more normal than the other ones were. So let me get them in, and I'll give you guys a show update on once they're in and what they're doing. Okay, well, we're going to do the best to film this as we can. There's one in the corner. There's one there walking. And the other 2, I'm going to take this off briefly. They are fast, very, very, very fast. So 1, 2, 3, and the other one's here in the corner, 4. So hopefully they will take to each other okay and be okay. And of course we'll do updates on them. I'll probably try and feed them today only because they're with each other. So I probably will throw some micro crickets in there with them and see how they do. It'd be nice if all 4 of them would take a cricket right away. Start setting up some webbing and hanging out with each other. Now, I know someone that's been doing it has done it with a 3 generation, and he's one of the more respected guys in the trade. I know there's a lot of people that have failed at this miserably, so we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. All right, let's. I'm gonna get the gigas into his home. Okay, so here is the Hysterocrates gigas. I'm not quite sure, is it Cameron Red or Cameroon? That's it, Cameroon Tawny Red Baboon, something of that nature. I'm not really great with the common names. I know Steve wants me to try and say some of the common names. So Steve, when you watch this, I'll do my best to add those in, but I can't guarantee I remember all of them. So you can see I sprayed down this is 2 layers of substrate. I put the first level, and we're going with cocoa fiber with this one. I just want to see how this one takes the cocoa fiber versus the other one that's in the potting soil. This one is a bit bigger than the other one is, so I didn't really want to put them together. I'm sure I could have, but I'm going to err on the side of caution here. And you can see it's sucking moisture off the side of the enclosure right now. So I made a starter burr for it in this corner. Whether it finds that or not, I don't know. Of course, when I let him in there, he went the complete opposite way. So we'll update him later on, and I'm going to get the albiceps set up. Okay, so here is the little Brachypelma albiceps, or the Mexican gold red rump. This is probably a molt ahead of mine. These are sack mates. They're from the same sack. So this one's a molt ahead of mine. Hopefully mine's molting soon. I don't know, a little over 1/2 inch. This one's very, very flighty, believe it or not. Not nowhere near as fast as those inceis are, but was pretty flighty. So yeah, we'll look forward to these guys. This one won't do much of anything. It may dig. My other one hasn't at all, period. So it may. So I put it in the square or rectangle long for that amount of substrate and that tiny amount of spider. It can burrow all it wants if it wants to. So those are the 6 new ones, only 3 enclosures. And well, thanks for watching these, and we'll do some updates on these in the next couple days so you can see what they've done. And the next video should be the rest of the slings that are in the softball containers, the ones that are ready to eat. We'll be feeding them next. All right, have a great Friday. I know there's been some storms across the United States with some ice and whatnot. I don't know how bad they are. It's supposed to get bad here. So I don't know, what'll happen over the course of the next few days, but we did all our shopping and stuff today to make sure that we had what we needed. Oh, there's the gigas is finding its burrow. That's good. I'm sure it'll construct, it'll move dirt, and it'll probably burrow sideways. The other one has done probably 3 different burrows, filled one in, burrowed a different way, burrowed all the way down, filled that in, and then burrowed one that's halfway down, and then made almost like a den halfway down. So when I show this one again, I will show the other one. And for now, I'm just going to call the 2 gigas Ernie and Bert. Whatever they become, they become. But this one's bigger, so we're going to call it Bert, and the other one's going to be Ernie. You could tell I was a Sesame Street child when I grew up. So yeah, that's where we're at. We'll see what the inceis do over the course of today. And matter of fact, if you look right now, you can see the one on the left is webbing. The one that's right there is webbing. The one up in the corner is just hiding, and then there's that guy over there. I would expect that you're going to see some serious webbing constructed between the 4 plants. And like I said, hopefully they'll be okay. That's pretty cool that they're already doing their stuff. I did something different. I generally don't spray enclosures down. And you know, I mean, in the beginning, everybody's like, oh, when you get a new spider in, you should have everything all wet and ready for them to come in and blah, blah, blah. And then I stopped doing it for a while, and it's really a big difference. But these ones here, especially when I do a 2-day, if anything comes in 2-day shipping, I always spray the enclosures down to give them some moisture. The gigas did drink and off the side there, so we'll get a water dish in for him. But I want to make sure that Bert digs wherever Bert's going to dig, and then we'll put the water dish somewhere where he's not going to fill it in after he's already made his burrow. I've got tons of labels to make and bunches of spiders to rehouse, so might be a busy weekend, or I might end up being lazy because I'm addicted to this Investigation Discovery channel. I can't stop watching it. All right, so there's the spiders. I hope you guys enjoyed the Hysterocrates olivacea video. As a matter of fact, I'll show you guys real quick what she's done since earlier, and we'll end it with her just real briefly. Okay, so when we filmed her before, I think we were on the back side. So this is the front view of the enclosure, and she built her little new den burrow right exactly where I was hoping she would. It kind of worked out perfectly with both this one and the Nikita, the GBB. They both kind of made their homes right where I wanted them to. And you know, now that you got a light above going through the screen, so that's why you get these goofy, you see those black shadow lines. But she's still eating the cricket that she got this morning. The molt itself, it looks like there's uterus externus structure there, but it's still a little bit too small for me to sex even with the macro lens. We would probably need, you know, 100 times or 1,000 times, whatever it is, a microscope to do it with. I do have the USB microscope, but the molt, again, it was small and it's kind of dry. I don't know if I'll be able to get a picture of it. I'm going to try. I cut the abdomen off, so the abdomen's flat. And what I'd like to do is get those, you know, those slide vial or whatever they're called, slides, right, for the microscope, where you put something in between them and then you put the two of them underneath a clip and that holds that still. It'd be cool to do that with some of these smaller molts. You could put 2 or 3 of them across those slides for microscopes, and then you'd be able to just move them from point A to point B, so you can go through and try to sex them that way, and then you could put some type of light underneath them. So yeah, that's her. She looks daunting there. Until I know, I'd like to come up with a really, really, really good name for her, and it is something I'm gonna have to figure out on my own. This name for this tarantula, because it's got to fit me. I know people kept shooting names at me, and I hate to say no, I don't like it or whatever. And if I don't use it, I feel like I'm not acknowledging people. But for this spider here, I need something that's going to come to me, and it'll come to me eventually. But yeah, there she is. Just fascinating species. They're arboreal, but they will, as you can see, burrow underneath things. They do dig a tad bit, and they do a ton of webbing. So you could say, I mean, an Ornithoctone species louse is going to be the same exact way as this one is. They are arboreal, but they will web the crap out of everything. And everybody says that, you know, treat the Ornithoctone species louse as an old world GBB. And I think that you can do the same thing with the Hysterocrates olivacea. If you have something vertical that it can climb on or hide in, I think it's going to do perfectly fine either way. And so you could see she molted in that back thing, but I think she felt comfortable back there in that hollowed out tree decoration that I put in there. And since she's come out, this is, I mean, she's webbed all this here, and this is where she's going to stay. And this is going to make for some really, really great pictures. You can imagine that the photo ops for that spider right there are going to be really good. That's kind of why I put the things the way I did, the decorations inside there. I put them in there specifically hoping that that's where she would be, and then you get that backdrop of that piece of driftwood there, and then the darker wood off to the left, and that antler in the front with the darker substrate really sets the spider off a little bit. So that dish is finally starting to actually it's almost drained now. Same thing with the GBBs. So it's been took about a week for it to drain, and it's not draining underneath. It's not wet underneath here, so we're not losing it. It's just evaporating because of the the heater being on. So okay, well, thanks for watching this one, guys, and continue with the comments. Again, I don't mind criticism as long as it's nicely put. I really don't want to deal with rude people. It's just, I just don't feel like doing it. So, I mean, if you can always look me up on Facebook. Again, look for Eerie Arachnids, and you can send me a message on the Eerie Arachnids that Facebook page. If there's something that you specifically want to talk about that you don't want to discuss over YouTube, it might be a little bit easier to talk that way. Or you guys know where I'm at on the group, so feel free to message me. So okay, well, like I said, have a great weekend, and thanks for hanging in there. I hope that some of these spiders are intriguing to everybody, and that it helps you with your collection, and some of the information that I give is decent, and I don't talk too much like I am right now. So we'll have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Comment down below, and see everybody later.